Okay, so let's review. John Jones goes to Vegas to accept an award to get inducted into the Hall of Fame for his fight against Alexander Gustafsson, fight that he almost lost. Really good fight. He accepts the award. In his speech, he talks about God, talks about his family, spends a considerable amount of time talking about his fiance, about how she's an incredible woman, and if it's not for her, he wouldn't be where he is. All this praise. And we are all like, man, this is great, man. John Jones looks good. He's talking about fighting again in 2022. He looks big. He looks healthy. He looks like he's doing all the right things. He's saying all the right things. This might be the comeback we've all been waiting for. This might be the rebirth. We might see a brand new version of John Jones in that octagon. So we're all excited. This is good. A few hours later, John Jones has been arrested. Okay, so where did John Jones crash his car into this time? No. He didn't crash his car this time. He was arrested for domestic violence. Dom- Domestic violence. Okay. Domestic violence, could be anything. Doesn't necessarily mean that he assaulted his fiance. I mean, it can't be that, right? I mean, everybody has a line they're not gonna cross. I mean, it can't be that. I mean, John Jones is not exactly the greatest guy in the world, but that's a line even he wouldn't cross, right? I mean, he wouldn't. He just he just wouldn't, right? He just wouldn't do that. So let's just wait. Let's wait. Get all the facts before we jump to conclusions. Sounds like a solid plan. All right, we wait. All the facts come in, and yeah, that's exactly what he did. Yeah. Now, of course, she tried to cover for him because that's just what they do. That's just what they do when they've suffered years and years of abuse. That's just what they do. They cover for you. They cover for you. They lie. They downplay what happened. Oh, he didn't really hit me or anything. He just pulled my hair. Oh, but you're bleeding though. There's blood on your mouth. Your face looks swollen. There's blood on your dress. Not only that, we see some blood on the bed. What do you mean? He just pulled your hair. He just pulled my hair. He didn't really. Okay. So who called the cops? Your kid? I've been trying to figure out a way to approach this, and it's like I said, man, everybody has a line. Even hardened criminals, everyone has a line. And generally speaking, that line is women and children. And that's for a good reason. It's for a good reason. Because generally speaking, these are the two most vulnerable humans in society: women and children. And so when you do anything to hurt them, rightfully so, people are outraged. Now, it's bad enough to do that when you're a man. It's bad enough to hit your wife, to abuse her, to assault her. That's bad enough to do that. But when you are a world class fighter, a man who stands 6'4", 250 pounds, a deadly human being, when you're that guy, it's so bad, we're starting to reach levels of irredeemable. There are a lot of pauses in this video because I really, like, my thoughts are so scattered, I can't put them all together in a way that flows seamlessly like I typically do. So I apologize for all the pauses, but I just don't know what else to say except just what a piece of shit, man. Really. And you know, it's something that I've overlooked for a very long time because I typically don't care what people do in their personal lives. I mean, I've said that a million times. I enjoy watching Jones fight. I'm a fan of Jones the fighter. I've said millions of times that Jones is not exactly the kind of person I'd want to hang out with. He's not the kind of person I want in my home. I don't want him around me. I don't particularly like him as a person. You know, what he does, how he acts, all that. In the cage, phenomenal guy. Enjoy watching him. But there's a line, bro. There's a line. And yes, even for me, Mr. Loyal Guy, who will be a fan of you throughout all the crazy crap that you do. Oh yeah, there's a line. And that line is women and children. I've said that before. I'm very consistent on that. The moment you start putting hands on your wife, irredeemable. Because there's just no excuse. Now you could say, it was the alcohol. It was the alcohol, bro. It was the alcohol, and the devil was testing me. Well, I've drank as well. I've been blackout drunk before. I've had alcohol in me. I've had serious alcohol in me, and my wife still has her teeth. I didn't leave my wife bloody. I didn't pull her hair. It's not an excuse. Yeah, you drank. That's not an excuse at all. Not even in any way, shape, or form could that possibly be an excuse. Especially because you know that every single time you've gotten in trouble, alcohol was involved. From the very first time you crashed your stupid Bentley, alcohol was involved. To the time when you crashed into a pregnant woman and almost killed her, alcohol was involved. To this stupid crap that happened in the strip club with the strippers, alcohol was involved. But now you realize, because he posted a story shortly afterwards, like, oh, I'm leaving alcohol behind forever. Oh, God is testing me. It's just, I'm going to turn this bad situation into the greatest triumph ever. I'm going to come back a better man. I'm going to bench press because that's going to fix my fucked up brain. I'm going to get in the gym and bench press heavyweight because, this test. Nigga, you're not the only one that the devil tests, bro. The devil tests all of us. And we are not out here bloodying up our wives, bro. This goes way beyond that. To constantly evoke God as someone who's a Christian, that is just sick. It's just sick. So yeah, the Jon Jones train, we're hopping off, bro. We're hopping off. We're definitely hopping off the Jon Jones train. It sucks. Sucks. But there's just no way I can justify this. There's no way I can justify this. What would I like to see? I don't want him to get away with this one. I really don't. The UFC most likely will not do what they need to do. And what they need to do is they need to be done with them. But there's a very high chance they won't. Greg Hardy is still in the UFC. I think Mike Perry also did something similar, still in the UFC. The UFC doesn't generally cut people based on stuff like this. They cut you when you start hurting their pockets. So there's a very good chance we'll see Jon Jones back at the octagon. And the only sort of retribution that I could possibly think of right now would be for him to step in there against someone that's going to really do him in. I don't know who that's going to be, because at the end of the day, Jon Jones he's just good. So I don't know who that's going to be, but there needs to be some kind of retribution. He's getting away with this and just going back to the gym and lifting weights and calling God, and that's just not enough. Something needs to be done. And I really worry for his fiance and his kids. Like, I don't want to start thinking like that, but man, we've heard horror stories. We've heard horror stories, lots and lots of them. And to do that in front of your daughters, man, to the point that one of them had to call the cops, or at least tell someone to call the cops, that tells me this is not the first time, and it won't be the last. What a piece of shit, bro.